Brian Marin, Marine veteran and ambassador for Carry the Load. I became aware of Carry the Load's mission a few years ago when my good friend and fellow ambassador Cody Banders introduced me to this amazing team. After learning about the mission to honor the sacrifices made by military, veterans, first responders, and their families, I wanted to come out and see how the relay worked. So, living in San Diego, I decided to go out last year and walk with the West Coast Relay team. It was an awesome experience to see how all the people came together randomly to walk with the team. We also went through Miramar National Cemetery. For those of you who've never been through a national cemetery, it is one of the most humbling experiences you will ever have, and I can see why Carry the Load has partnered with the National Cemetery Administration, because you can't walk through a national cemetery and not immediately understand Carry the Load's mission. So today, the West Coast Relay is in Clovis, California. Now, before I introduce Holly Klein, who is the rally coordinator for Clovis, I want to honor our hero of the day, Petty Officer First Class Thomas Retzer. Tom was from Visalia, California, and was killed in action on June 25, 2003 in Afghanistan. He was a husband, father of 2 sons, Leif and Owen, a brother, a son, and a friend to many. Thank you, Thomas, to your entire family for your sacrifice. I know this information was posted early this morning, and we hope you did something to honor Thomas today. And if so, please post a photo or comment about how you chose to honor this hero. Now it is my honor to introduce Holly Klein, who's going to tell you about some more heroes and explain the significance of the annual rally in Clovis, California.
Thanks, Brian. I'm so glad you are hosting the premiere, but I'm really sorry I didn't get to meet you in person. I'm hoping that you'll be able to join us next year for the 2021 Clovis Rally. Our local high school, Buchanan, where I am today, is known nationally as the most patriotic high school in America because we have lost 8 men from this school in combat, fighting the war on terror since 9/11. The Bible tells us in John 15:13 that there's no greater love than to lay down your life for a friend. When we first learned about Carry the Load, they didn't have a West Coast rally, but we still wanted to participate in honor of these young men who gave their lives from our hometown. So in 2014, our leg of the rally began. Each year we walk from Clovis Hills Community Church the 3.1 miles here to the permanent memorial at Buchanan High School. From the beginning, our mission has been to honor these heroes and all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and their families, and to teach the next generation about the cost of freedom. We strive to accomplish this by having our local junior ROTC from Clovis East High School do a flag-raising ceremony. An Eagle Scout does a wreath-laying ceremony, and other local students sing the national anthem and close our ceremony by blowing taps. The honor, pride, and respect that they bring gives me such great hope for our future, and we owe it to these heroes to teach the next generation about the cost of freedom and to live a life worthy of their sacrifice. In 2016, when the West Coast Rally began, we were hopeful that the bus would come through Clovis, but their route was down the coastline. We reached out to rally manager Dana Sider and asked if they would consider coming through Clovis. And once she learned the history of why we host our rally, the decision was quickly made to reroute the bus and to come to Clovis. And last year, the national team was able to join us here at Buchanan. So as part of my time today, I want to read the names of each of these men we honor and celebrate each year. I also want to thank their families and all the patriots of the Central Valley and Clovis for their support. I know we can't all gather this morning and host our walk in the same way, but I am humbled and honored to be here and so grateful to Carry the Load for continuing the rally so that each of these men are honored and remembered today. We do this rally in honor of Matthew Abate, Jeremiah Barrow, Anthony Butterfield, Nicholas Eischen, Jared Hubbard, Nathan Hubbard, Brian Piercy, and Rowan Walter. Thank you, Brian and Carry the Load, for giving us the opportunity to tell America about our hometown. We'll see you next year.
Thank you, Holly. I'm honored to come to Clovis in 2021 to see this great town. I want to share another story from last year and a photo as well. Holly just told you about the 8 men who gave their life from Clovis, and on the national relay, Clovis is just a few days before San Diego, where I joined last year. So as we're waiting at the Miramar National Cemetery, Debbie Wright, the executive director of Carry the Load, asked me if I wanted to tour the inside of the bus, to get a look behind the velvet ropes. So I said sure and walked on. As I entered the bus, one of the first things I saw was this banner hanging on the inside. Debbie began to explain to me that the relay had just gone through Clovis a few days earlier and had been given this banner and what this banner represented, as Holly just explained to you. As I looked up at the names on the banner, I was taken aback as I recognized the two top names, Jeremiah Barrow and Jared Hubbard. You see, I was in the same unit as Barrow and Hubbard, and I was not far from them the night that they died. It was a humbling moment. Actually, as I told Debbie later, it was a gut punch in a good way. A good time for me to reconnect with all the members of that unit, remember these two men's sacrifice, but also to celebrate fond memories of their life. So that is the beauty of Carry the Load mission and the relay. It's an opportunity to share stories. I want to remind you, while we're not physically together this year, we can be together socially online. So as you think about all these heroes or your own hero, make a comment below or do your own social posts and tag Carry the Load and use the hashtag Carry the Load. This will help us share the stories for these great men and women to be remembered. We also hope you will continue to raise funds. Start a Facebook fundraiser or do something with your friends and family to get them to support your team. Our first responders and military families need your support now more than ever. Of course, Carry the Load could not put on these events without the support of great sponsors. We are grateful to all the National Relay sponsors, and we shared that logo block at the beginning of this premiere. But we also want to hear from a sponsor today to tell you about what Fritos is doing to support Carry the Load's Memorial May campaign.
Thanks, Brian. My name is John Watts. I'm the Director of Marketing for the Fritos brand. Fritos has been a proud Carry the Load partner for the last 2 years. We support Carry the Load because we believe strongly in supporting and honoring our military, veterans, first responders, and their families for the sacrifices they have made and continue to make in supporting our way of life and freedoms. Starting this May, Fritos is launching over 24 million specially marked Carry the Load bags. We're also going to drive awareness through some great in-store Carry the Load displays and some digital and social media highlighting our partnership. We're incredibly proud of our partnership with Carry the Load, and we look forward to many more years supporting this great cause.
I'm Debbie Wright, Executive Director of Carry the Load, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Frito-Lay. They are really swamped right now getting all the products in the grocery stores during this COVID-19 situation. Team Valor has been part of our organization for a number of years. They provide all of the product along the relay and the rallies. They bring out water and Gatorade and snacks and chips and all of that. And of course, in Dallas, that's like 30,000 people that attend. So it's a lot of product. And we are so grateful for the relationship. Jim Hathaway, you've been an amazing leader. Hector Millano, Ben Simpson, and of course, Jonathan, who you just heard from. John, who you just heard from. We're so grateful for the relationship. And again, the Fritos promotion will be in the stores May 15th through July 8th. So look for the Carry the Load packaging and please go out and support our sponsors. We're so grateful for all of them. I also wanted to give a shout out to Holly. We love hearing from you. And, the bracelets that you gave us last year, I was not able to be there, but it has the 8 stars of the guys from Buchanan High School that gave their life. And I just wanted you to know how much we appreciate getting the bracelets and that I did get one, and I'm so grateful and honored to wear it. So thanks to everybody for being part of the Clovis premiere tonight. And back to you, Brian.
So everyone go out and buy some Fritos. Did he say 22 million bags? That's a lot of potato chips. So many of you know that Carry the Load has a program called the Continuum of Care program. And this is made up of organizations across the country that provide services all across a continuum of needs. So you have corporate partners who provide services like mentoring and hiring veterans. Then you have nonprofit partners who provide services from physical training, like adaptive training for those who've lost limbs or physical abilities. You have organizations who help with spiritual needs like meditation, yoga, retreats. Then some provide mental health care, such as counseling, equine therapy, service dogs, hunting trips, disaster relief, volunteering, and also the educational component. Things like scholarships for children of the fallen and mentoring for those children as well. This is why you're fundraising during the Memorial May campaign. Each year, Carry the Load distributes funds to the nonprofits based on how much money you raise during this campaign. So, if you haven't started fundraising, get after it. We want to show you a video from one of our beneficiaries, 22 Kill, who is attacking the veteran suicide epidemic that our nation faces. This epidemic has also crossed over into the first responder world, and this organization provides services for both.
Sharonda is the spouse of a Dallas County deputy sheriff. He died by suicide on June 29th of 2018. It was devastating for her and her 4 boys. And she and her sons were experiencing traumatic grief and depression, basically post-traumatic stress from that event. She reached out for help and found out that their insurance had been canceled, and she felt like the community turned their back on her and her family because of the way her husband died. One of her sons came into her room one day and said, "Mom, I've figured out a way that I could give Dad a hug." And she said, "Please tell me, what are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, I'm afraid to tell you how." She said, "No, please, you can tell me, it's okay." He shared with her that he could die and then he could see his dad again. And she said that the look in his eye terrified her. And a week later, a friend of hers in the community connected her with 22 Kill. We have been able to provide counseling services for her and her boys, and they are forever grateful for what 22 Kill and Carry the Load together have helped them with. Our partnership with Carry the Load is very important because we are able to leverage existing funding with funding that we're able to raise through Carry the Load, whether it be, the way we leverage the opportunity using Carry the Load's platform, or the funding that we receive through being a Carry the Load partner. All of those funds help us leverage our existing funds, and so we can do so much more than we ever could before. Carry the Load has helped 22 Kills serve families like Sharonda's family in healing from trauma, traumatic grief. It has been life-saving for these families.
We are grateful to 22 Kill and to all of our partners who joined with us to provide the much-needed services for our military and first responders. Please donate to support these efforts. If you'd like a full list of our nonprofit partners, go to carrytheload.org and click on our Continuum of Care program. Now, Stephanie Stone, the Chief Deputy Director of the County of Los Angeles and Navy veteran, is joining us from LA.
Thanks, Brian. We're excited and gearing up for your arrival in Los Angeles in 2 days. Hello, everyone. I served 20 years as a Navy hospital corpsman, and today I serve as Chief Deputy Director for LA County's Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. We've been so proud to host Carry the Load for the past 2 years here at the historic Bob Hope Patriotic Hall. It's our headquarters at LA County's Veterans One-Stop Resource Center. We were looking forward to hosting yet another year, which is why we were saddened when we recognized the community and, of course, our nation was shutting down due to the COVID virus. But it's best to stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. This year, we're joining with Carry the Load to ask Americans to simply do something in the month of May and over Memorial Day weekend to honor those who had sacrificed for us. Follow the interactive map as the relay travels 15,500 miles. Click on the flag in the map to learn about the heroes of the day. Do one thing each day to honor a hero, whether that's teaching your child a patriotic lesson, or flying the American flag, or joining a virtual rally on YouTube, or any other activity that's meaningful for you. Today, I carry the load for Specialist Lorianne Pestois. Who are you carrying?
Thanks, Stephanie. We appreciate you helping to round up the troops in LA every year as we travel through on the West Coast Relay. Okay, everyone. Can't thank you enough for joining in on our premiere, and especially for going on social media throughout our Memorial May relay and encouraging others to donate, participate, and share videos and photos. We want to once again give a special thanks to our sponsors who make this possible each year. We hope you learned something special about Clovis and about 22 Kill tonight, and we're looking forward to seeing you at our next premiere, which kicks us back to the Midwest Relay, my hometown of Chicago. That premiere is on May 5th at 5 p.m. Central. Thanks again, and be safe.